Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today I am going to share with you something truly exciting and very close to the heart of American numismatics. We are talking about the rare and fascinating United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1981 with the Philadelphia Mint Mark P. This coin has a uniqueness that every collector should know about, and I promise you by the end of this video you will see why it is considered one of the hidden treasures of modern American coinage. So stay with me until the last second, because I will reveal the real market value that this coin can reach today, and you don't want to miss the thrilling part. The Kennedy half-dollar has always carried deep meaning in American history. It was first struck in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, and since then it has become a symbol of pride, remembrance, and patriotism. But not every Kennedy half-dollar is created equal, and the 1981 P stands out for several reasons that collectors find irresistible. Coins from this period were not struck in silver, but their rarity comes from mintage numbers, circulation patterns, and the way some special errors slipped through during production. Now let's talk about what makes the 1981 P Kennedy half-dollar so interesting. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these coins, but here is the catch: most of them were used heavily in circulation. Over the years they picked up scratches, wear, and marks, which makes pristine examples very hard to come by today. Imagine holding a perfectly preserved uncirculated 1981 P half-dollar with sharp details, clean surfaces, and brilliant luster. That is what collectors are chasing, and that is where the real value comes in. Another thrilling part of this story is the mint errors. Some 1981 Kennedy half-dollars show double die obverse features where the lettering or the date looks doubled. Others have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or weak strikes where certain details are missing. These rare mistakes transform an ordinary coin into a true prize, and collectors will pay a premium just to add them to their collection. Every error is unique, which makes each coin a one-of-a-kind piece of history. For collectors who dream of finding hidden value in everyday change or in old rolls of coins, the 1981 P Kennedy half-dollar is a coin worth searching for. Always keep an eye on condition, because the cleaner and sharper the coin looks, the more valuable it becomes. My tip for new collectors is to carefully store your coins in protective holders, avoid touching them with bare hands, and never clean them, because cleaning can reduce the value dramatically. Original untouched surfaces are what buyers love to see, and that is what drives demand at coin shows and auctions. And now the moment you have been waiting for, the real market value of this treasure. An ordinary circulated 1981 P Kennedy half-dollar may not bring much, but in brilliant uncirculated condition the value can rise impressively. Collectors have paid up to $120 for the finest examples graded by professional services, and coins with rare mint errors can soar much higher depending on the uniqueness of the mistake. At auctions across the United States there have been sales where collectors spent more than $200 for a truly special piece, especially when the coin has the dazzling mint state shine. So remember this, friends, the 1981 P Kennedy half-dollar is not just another coin from the 80s, it is a piece of American history that carries stories of rarity, errors, and collector passion. If you find one in great condition, or even better, with a mint error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thank you for joining me today on this journey into the fascinating world of coins. If you love discovering treasures like this, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next adventure. Who knows, the next coin we explore might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Until then, keep searching, keep collecting, and may you always find the rarest gems out there. Coin number 2. I am going to share something very special with you that you do not want to miss. We are diving into the fascinating story of the United States Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1988 with the Denver Mint Mark D. At first glance this coin may seem ordinary, but trust me, it hides secrets of rarity and uniqueness that make it a collector's dream. So stay with me until the very end, because I will reveal the actual market value of this coin in words, and I promise you it will surprise you. The Kennedy half-dollar has always been one of the most beloved coins of America. Struck first in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy, this coin carries history in its design and emotional connection in its story. By 1988 the coin was still being struck for circulation, but fewer people were actually using them in daily life, which means many were stored away in rolls or forgotten in drawers. But among those millions of coins, the 1988D stands out because of its rarity and pristine condition and the special errors that slip through the minting process. Collectors know that the Denver Mint often produced coins with small striking differences, and this year is no exception. Some 1988D Kennedy half dollars are known with doubled dies where the lettering or numbers appear double to the eye. Others show off center strikes where part of the design is shifted, creating a dramatic and unique look. There are even examples with clipped planchets where a piece of the metal is missing from the coin itself. Each of these errors is highly sought after because no two are exactly the same, and that is what makes them so desirable to collectors. Now let us talk about the condition of the coin, which is always a key factor in value. The majority of these coins circulated heavily, meaning they picked up scratches, dings, and wear. But if you happen to find one in brilliant uncirculated condition with sharp details and bright luster, you are looking at something truly valuable. Collectors chase those untouched examples with passion, and they are willing to pay serious money for them at coin shows and auctions. Here is a tip for collectors who may come across one of these coins in the wild. Always examine the surfaces carefully under good light, because small details like a doubled die or weak strike can be missed at first glance. Store your coins properly in holders or flips and never clean them, no matter how tempting it may be. Cleaning destroys originality and reduces value, but natural untouched coins always bring the strongest prices in the market. So what about the real value of the 1988D Kennedy half dollar? In ordinary circulated condition it may not stand out much, but in high-grade mint state condition this coin has sold in the market for as much as $150. Yes, you heard that right, $150 for a single half-dollar coin that originally had just 50 cents face value. And if you were lucky enough to have an error coin like an off-center strike or doubled die, the price can soar even higher, with collectors paying several $100s in auctions across major cities like New York, Chicago, and Dallas. This is why the 1988D Kennedy half dollar has become such an exciting target for coin lovers. It is not only a piece of American history but also a hidden treasure that can transform an ordinary collection into something extraordinary. So my friends, remember this: whenever you come across Kennedy half dollars from the 80s, do not ignore them. Check carefully, because you might be holding a valuable gem in your hands. Collecting is all about patience, observation, and passion, and this coin proves that even modern issues can bring thrilling surprises. Thank you for watching today's journey into the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed learning about the 1988D Kennedy half dollar, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more discoveries. Keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next find be the treasure of a lifetime. Coin number 3. I have something very exciting to share with you that you do not want to miss. We are diving into the world of the United States of America Kennedy half dollar from the year 1992, struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the P Mint mark. This is not just another half dollar sitting in a jar or an old roll. This coin carries uniqueness, hidden rarity, and the kind of thrill that makes collectors sit on the edge of their seats. Stay with me carefully until the very end, because I will reveal the real market value of this coin in words, and it may surprise you more than you think. The Kennedy half dollar has always been more than just money. It is a coin that represents history and emotion. Introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, this coin quickly became a national symbol. By 1992, America was in a different era, but the Kennedy half dollar remained a strong collectible, and the Philadelphia issues from this year gained attention for their limited availability in high grades and for certain rare minting errors that slipped through the presses. Now let us talk about the 1992P itself and why it has become so fascinating to collectors. Millions were minted, yes, but most of them entered circulation where they were tossed in pockets, cash registers, and banks. Over time they picked up scratches, dulling, and heavy wear, which means truly pristine coins are rare today. Collectors dream of finding one with its original mint shine, with sharp details and no distracting marks, because those are the pieces that bring the best money at auctions and shows. But the real thrill comes when we look at the error coins from this year. Some 1992P Kennedy half dollars are known with doubled dies where parts of the lettering or the date look double to the eye. Others exist with weak strikes where certain design details are not fully pressed into the coin. There are even examples of off-center strikes where part of Kennedy's portrait is shifted, giving the coin a dramatic and unusual appearance. These errors are what turn a 50-cent coin into a highly desirable treasure, because no two are exactly alike, and collectors fight over them when they appear in the market. For my fellow collectors listening right now, here is an important tip. When you come across Kennedy half dollars from the early 90s, take a few extra minutes to examine them under good light. Pay attention to the lettering, the date, and the edges because that is where most errors reveal themselves. And remember never to clean your coin, even if you think it will shine more, because original untouched surfaces are always what buyers want. Store your coin in a safe protective holder, and you will see how much its value can grow with time. Now comes the moment that you have been waiting for, the value of this coin. In circulated condition it may not bring much attention, but in mint state condition, especially with a grade above 64, this coin has been selling for as much as $170. Yes, you heard it right, $170 for a single $50. And in special cases, where rare errors are present, collectors have paid even more in auctions across cities like Philadelphia, New York, and Los Angeles, where demand for unique Kennedy halves is always strong. This is why the 1992 P Kennedy $50 is not just a coin but a piece of collectible history. It is the kind of coin that can turn a regular collection into something extraordinary, the type that excites both new collectors and seasoned experts. The thrill of holding one in perfect condition or discovering an error makes the search worthwhile, and that is why so many coin hunters are always on the lookout for this year. So my friends, never underestimate the Kennedy $50 in your change or your old rolls, because treasures like the 1992 P are still out there waiting to be discovered. Check carefully, store wisely, and always stay passionate about the hunt, because that passion is what makes coin collecting such a rewarding adventure. Thank you for watching this journey into the hidden value of the Kennedy $50 from 1992 P. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss the next discovery. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and maybe the next coin you find will be the gem that changes your collection forever. Coin number 4. I am going to take you on an exciting journey into the world of one of America's most admired coins, the Kennedy $50. And not just any year, but the 1998 P from the Philadelphia Mint. This coin holds surprises that you do not want to miss, and I promise if you are a true coin lover you will enjoy every detail of this story. Stay tuned right till the end, because I will reveal the actual market value of this coin in words, and you will be shocked to know how much collectors are ready to pay for it. The Kennedy $50 is a coin that carries history, honor, and remembrance. Ever since it was first struck in 1964 after the tragic loss of President John F. Kennedy, this coin has become more than currency, it is a symbol of America itself. By 1998 the Kennedy $50 was still being minted in large numbers, but fewer were used in everyday transactions. That means many coins were stored away, while only a fraction made it into circulation. This is where the story of rarity begins, because not every coin survived in the condition collectors demand today. The 1998 P Kennedy $50 has a charm of its own. Millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but the ones that stand out are those that remained untouched, shining with original mint luster, sharp details, and no heavy marks. Finding such pristine examples is harder than it seems, because most circulated coins quickly picked up scratches and dullness. Collectors are always chasing those gems that look like they just left the mint, and that is what makes this coin so thrilling to hunt for. Now let us dive into the part that excites every collector, the errors. Some 1998 P Kennedy $50 have been found with doubled dies where the date or lettering shows doubling to the eye. There are also off-center strikes where the portrait of President Kennedy appears shifted, leaving part of the design missing. A few even show clipped planchets where a piece of the coin's edge was cut off during minting. These errors are not only rare but completely unique, which is why they sell at strong prices when they appear at auctions in big cities like Philadelphia, Chicago, and Dallas. For my fellow collectors, here is a tip you should always remember. When you find a Kennedy $50 from the 90s, look at it carefully under good light and magnification. Pay attention to the edges, the lettering, and the portrait, because that is where doubling and striking errors usually reveal themselves. And most importantly, never clean your coin no matter how tempting it may be. Original untouched surfaces are always the key to value, and a natural unclean coin will always attract higher bids in the marketplace. So now comes the most exciting moment, the real value of the 1998 P Kennedy $50. In regular circulated condition this coin is common, but when you find it in brilliant uncirculated condition, collectors have paid up to $100 for a single coin. Yes, you heard me right, $100 for a coin that was meant to be worth just 50 cents. And if you were lucky enough to have a rare error variety, those prices can jump even higher, with some coins bringing in several $100s at auctions where demand is always strong. This is why the 1998 P Kennedy $50 is considered a hidden gem in the world of modern American coinage. It is not just another $50, it is a collectible piece that can transform an ordinary collection into something extraordinary. The thrill of holding one in mint state or discovering a rare error is the joy that keeps collectors searching day after day. So my friends, do not ignore the Kennedy halves in your collection or the ones you find in rolls and bank boxes. Check every detail because the treasure might be hiding right in front of you. Keep your passion alive, protect your coins, and remember that every coin tells a story worth keeping. Thank you for joining me in this journey through the world of the 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss our next adventure into the world of rare and valuable coins. Keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next discovery be the treasure you've always dreamed of. Coin number 5. We are going to explore a coin that might look ordinary at first but actually hides a lot of excitement for collectors. We are talking about the United States Kennedy half dollar from the year 2000, struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the P Mint mark. This coin has some fascinating details, and I promise if you stay with me until the end you will discover why this piece is not only collectible but also valuable. I will also reveal the real market value in words, and you might be surprised by how much collectors are paying for it today. The Kennedy half dollar has always been more than just 50 cents. Since 1964, this coin has carried the honor of President John F. Kennedy, and it remains one of the most iconic pieces of American coinage. By the year 2000, the circulation of half dollars had dropped dramatically. Most people no longer used them in daily life, and the mint produced them mainly for collectors and special rolls. That is where the rarity begins, because many were preserved but only a small fraction survived in the flawless condition that serious collectors demand. The 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar has a unique story. While millions were minted in Philadelphia, collectors know that only those coins with sharp detail and brilliant luster are worth chasing. Most of the coins you will find today have scratches, dull surfaces, and heavy marks from storage and handling. But when you come across one in pristine condition with no blemishes and glowing original shine, you are looking at a piece that collectors will not hesitate to pay good money for at shows and auctions. Now let us talk about what excites collectors even more, and that is the errors. Some 2000 P. Kennedy half dollars are known with doubled dies where the date or lettering shows a doubling effect. Others exist with weak strikes where parts of the design are not fully visible. There are also dramatic off-center strikes where the portrait of President Kennedy appears shifted, giving the coin a striking and unusual appearance. Every error is one of a kind, and these coins are highly desirable because they stand out from the rest. That uniqueness is what drives collectors to pay premium prices whenever such an error coin surfaces in the market. For my fellow collectors listening carefully, here is an important tip. Always check the coins from the year 2000 under good magnification. Focus on the date, the motto, and the edges because that is where errors are most commonly found. And never clean your coins no matter how tempting it is. Cleaning destroys originality, and originality is what buyers pay for. Store your coin in a protective holder to keep its surfaces safe. The better the condition, the higher the value. It is as simple as that. And now the most thrilling part, the value of the 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar. In regular circulated condition it may not stand out much, but in mint state uncirculated condition collectors have paid up to $80 for a single coin. Yes, that is right, $80 for a 50-cent piece. And when it comes to rare error varieties, the prices have gone even higher, with certain examples selling for over $100 in auctions across major cities like Philadelphia, New York, and Chicago, where coin demand is always strong. This is why the 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar is considered a hidden gem among modern American coins. It might look like just another half dollar in your collection, but with the right condition or a rare error it becomes a valuable treasure that collectors chase with passion. Holding one of these in top condition is like holding a piece of American history that still has the power to surprise us with its worth. So my friends, always keep your eyes open when you come across Kennedy half dollars. Check them carefully, preserve them properly, and you might find out that you are holding a coin worth much more than its face value. Collecting is about patience, knowledge, and passion, and the 2000 P is the perfect example of how those three things come together in the world of coins. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss our future discoveries. Keep searching, keep collecting, and may your next find be the treasure that takes your collection to the next level.